Yeah. I was ready to talk, yeah?
Ready.
All right, let's go. I don't know why we're buzzing though, because obviously, over the events that have just happened with England against Scotland, atrocious performance. Talk to me, man.
I'm not even upset about that.
You're not upset?
I'm not, because I
I'm
told
pissed.
you last time the expectation for England is too mad. We don't have the right manager in charge. So I don't know why everyone's expecting anything.
Because obviously the World Cup went to the semi-finals and that. Like, we're supposed to kick on from there.
Oh, there's no kicking
There's no
on.
kicking
You
on.
can see team selection, the formation, the style. Nothing. Have we moved forward from the World Cup? No. Do you know who's moved forward though from the World Cup? The players.
Yeah.
How can the players move forward but not the management? The management have been left behind at the World Cup. The players have moved on. And you see the team that we got now? This is the golden generation.
This is the team, man.
This is the
team.
golden generation.
the
I'm
start.
telling you now.
Yeah, man.
This is the golden generation.
Facts.
Yeah?
Big facts.
And people don't get that. People don't understand that. I'm going to tell you why this is the golden generation. Because people are going to go, what about Gerrard? What about when we had Scholes, Michael Owen, David
Lampard,
Beckham? No, forget them lot. Them lot were stars. Don't get me wrong, they were stars. But you see the team right now. Let's just go through the team. Yeah, let's go through the team. All right, apart from the goalkeeper, he ain't done nothing crazy. Pickford is bang average, but there's no one else around.
Facts.
Cool, no problem. We'll go on to left back. Ben Chilwell, Champions League winner. We're talking about the players coming into the Euros. Yeah, so their previous season right now.
Yeah.
Champions League winner.
Facts.
James, Champions League winner.
Facts.
Trippier, La Liga title winner.
Big
What?
facts. Yeah, man. The crop is mad.
Stones, Premier League winner. Champions League finalist. Tyrone Mings, average.
Average.
But what can you
Played
do?
well so far, but average.
He's done well. He's done well. He deserves his place in there.
Yeah.
Right now, he deserves it. No problem.
Facts.
Okay. Then you go into midfield. It's crazy. You see Phillips, yeah?
Player, man.
Yeah,
He said it last
in
podcast,
it.
to be fair.
He's in there. He deserves to be in that team.
Facts.
Okay. He actually deserves it because of how he plays and how the team that he plays for play. It's different, but we need someone dynamic.
Super fit, gets
he's just
about,
dynamic.
Tackles.
He's just
good on the
dynamic.
ball.
He
Yeah,
could
man.
do a bit of everything at
Really good
a
player.
good standard. He's not exceptional. He's good.
Really good
We
player.
need someone like him in there. Declan Rice probably having one of his best seasons ever for West Ham.
Facts.
So he deserves to be in there. You know, they've had their best finish to a season. He's played really well. Definitely deserves to be in there. Then you go to the front line. Like, the front line's crazy. It's let's go with Mount. Mount in the 10. Foden,
Serious player, man.
Champions League winner.
Winner. Got the
Foden.
assist for the goal.
Foden, Champions League finalist, Premier League winner. Sterling, Premier League winner, Champions League finalist. On fight, like these men are coming. Maybe Sterling wasn't on form, but he's still part of that squad.
Facts.
He's part of a winning team, a winning side for the last how many years?
Facts.
Got Kane, top goal scorer and and assist. Do you know how mad that is?
Player.
You see that front line everywhere. Everyone
But
is in form.
Can I just put you down the Kane one though? What's he been doing?
I can't talk about that. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. You see Kane, yeah. This is the difference between him and Lewandowski. Kane can carry Spurs Football Club. He can't carry the nation as well. You're asking for too much now. He's literally carrying Tottenham Football Club on his back. His back is finished. Now you want him to come to the Euros with a broken
England.
back and then say, "Oh, nation, jump on my back. I'm gonna carry." What are you lot on about?
Yeah.
Other men have to step up. Other players have to step up. That's all I can say about Kane.
Yeah.
But you see that team,
Sick, man.
everyone is coming in like serial winners. Everyone is a serial
And they're
winner.
all young, so they've done really good things at a young age. So they've got 7-8 years of being a team together that can go and win something.
But they're coming in a season where everyone's played their best football. You see, before, them man were like, they might have been winning in a winning team, or they might have been like Sterling. You see Sterling, he's not in top form, but he was in part of a winning team.
Yeah.
Before, the England players were like that. So
Yeah.
some of them weren't the best players, or they weren't doing a mad thing. Or, do you know what I mean? This is why I think this is the golden generation. This Euro should have been ours. Because it's not going to be ours.
It's not going to be us.
It's not going to be ours. We all know that. Team selection is crazy, man.
See, I actually disagree. I tweeted this. The team selection isn't bad. No one can tell
Okay,
me.
wrong choice of words.
Yeah,
I agree.
No one can tell me, and people talk about this on Twitter all the time. No one can tell me
Yep.
that Sterling and Foden is definitely worse than Grealish and Rashford, or definitely worse than Grealish and Sancho. Any of the five of them, you can play them, and you can't really argue which is better.
Who's gonna do what?
But like you say, we talked about off camera, the substitutions and the timing. He's like taking one player off, playing man for 15 minutes, all these things. You can see after the first half, it's not working. Drag, put the next ones on.
It's tournament football. You see, this tournament football is different to Premier League or different to a season, should I say?
Yeah.
There should be no hard feelings.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the job, come off the pitch. Next man go on. Like, we got man are waiting to jump on the pitch and cause havoc.
Yeah.
Wingers, attackers, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about the Scotland game. Scotland set off us, let us have the ball, whatever. At half time, I would have taken Declan Rice off the pitch straight away. Not because having a bad game.
Yeah,
you
not
don't
needed.
need him. You've got Phillips that can do what Rice does and more, which is get the ball. So realistically, Phillips drops a little bit deeper. Me personally, I don't think Man had the greatest game, but he's another passer of the ball. So I would have dropped him into midfield next to Phillips and then put on an attacker. It doesn't matter who it is. Put Rashford in there, put Grealish in there, you move Foden inside, whatever. And then I would have hooked the front three. You see that front four? I would have hooked all of them, new front four. And it doesn't matter what position they go in. You put Rashford on, put Grealish on, you put Sancho on, Bellingham even if you want in midfield, whatever you need to do. But you need something different, fresh to go at them. The game was stale.
Boring.
It was
Watching
stale.
it in the pub, boring.
They're setting off us. Don't get me wrong. All credit to Scotland. It's like they're in a different transition to us, and they're trying to do something different to us. We're not. They're not England, but we lacked ideas. And for me, you gotta get Declan Rice off. You gotta change it up. Go with ball players, because when you're dominating position, you need ball players.
But what's our style of play? Because like it just looks like the ball goes into the front four and then just you guys
Wish
do
for
your
the
thing.
best.
Yeah.
But it's hard, and the style of football is hard because we've never had style of football like the Spanish, like the Brazilians, like
This is
the
what I'm saying,
Germans.
but this has been the problem with English football since the beginning.
Yeah, and it's still gonna be a
We
problem.
need a style of football, whether it's Sam Allardyce long ball, whether it's tiki taka, whether it's counter attacking. Choose a style of play, and this is how England play.
Yep,
and every time you come into England camp, this is how we play. I don't care how you play at your club.
Yeah.
This is how we play for England.
We don't have that.
But you just you can't just give the ball to Grealish and be like, bun for a man and score.
Yeah,
It don't happen like that.
don't.
This is
But-
the Euros.
But you see, England, they always follow other nations.
yeah,
So they'll see what the Germans are doing. Oh, let's do this.
yeah.
Oh, the Spanish are doing this.
let's
Let's just
change
follow
up a
them.
bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
man.
Brazilians, we need Flair. Let's follow. You can't just take bits and bobs from everyone. You obviously you can, but then you need to make your own identity.
Create. This is England.
When do nations or people look at England and go, let's play the way the English play? Who does that? You think Spain look at us and go, oh, let's play how England play, or let's play how the Premier League play? No, it's always us taken from them.
Yeah.
We need to start having our own identity.
100%.
We don't have that, and it's hard. It's not easy to build.
Yeah.
It's not easy to build. It's hard, especially at international level. But we just, I don't understand. I would just love. See the managers. Sometimes I'd love to just grab a manager. It doesn't matter who it is. You know when they do mad stuff, or they don't do mad stuff, and just say, why didn't you do this and why did you do that?
Yeah.
Like why? Like
They
I
need
want to
to be
know why
questioned.
Southgate didn't make subs earlier.
Yeah. Because you can see the writings on the wall. You can see how the game's
I think
going.
he's scared to hurt people's feelings.
You think he's too
Tournament-
nice?
He's too nice. He's scared to hurt Sterling. Don't get me wrong. Sterling is, he's great for him. He was never going to score in that game.
Never.
He was never going to score in that game. People need to understand Sterling is not a maverick anymore. He's not the Sterling of when he first come to City, when he first was at Liverpool. He's not that guy anymore. Grealish is a maverick. Rashford, maverick. Sancho, maverick. Do you know what I mean? Foden at times can be a maverick. But you see, in tournament football, you need mavericks. You need magicians. You need people that are going to do something unexpected.
Facts.
Sterling's gone past that stage because Pep's transformed him. Pep's turned him into a stats man. Score, goal, assist.
Efficiency.
Yeah, but he's never going to make something happen out of nothing. Hardly, that's not his game anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be. So in games like that, surely you know that as a manager. Like hook, boom. Bring on man that are going to create unexpected man. Just bring them on, let them enjoy football. And when you don't do that, you know what's going to happen in the last game? He's going to try to throw them on. You think I'm going to want to play now? But now you need me. Sancho. Imagine Sancho coming on.
Yeah.
You think Sancho playing for Dortmund with the numbers that he's got in the last few years, now he's playing. You think he's going to give you his all? bro, he's gonna think, allow it, man.
confidence,
He's gonna come on. It's not even confidence. He's just gonna, you've disrespected me.
As in, he's lost confidence in the manager, not in himself. but the
Okay,
manager's
yeah,
just
because
like,
now you've disrespected me, but because now you're desperate,
Yeah,
you
now you're
need
gonna
me,
throw me
and
on.
you think you can. I'm not like a young kid anymore. You can do that to youngsters, you know, like young players. Bellingham, you might be able to do that, but these man are serial. You know what I mean?
seasoned pros, like.
That have got the numbers to back it up, and you're not bringing, like, it's mad, bro.
Yeah,
Like, it's crazy.
But just to not to dwell too much on the football side of things, we do
Mm.
want to touch on something that's relevant.
Yeah.
But obviously, we put the poll out the other day on Instagram about do we think that players should still be taking a knee? I think the poll finished out like 65% yes, 35% no.
Did anyone say why? Like, what they're?
Yeah,
what
so a few people were just like, you know, it's raising awareness to like, you know, sort of like the racial injustices in football and the way that fans are treating people. People should have the choice to do it if they want to. A few people didn't vote, but left a comment just saying it's up to the players. If they want to do it, cool. If they don't want to do it, cool. My personal opinion is I think it's bullshit. So I side more with how Zaha stance. So Zaha said, I'm not kneeling anymore before the Premier League because what's the point? He's just like, we're kneeling here for 5 seconds before the Premier League game. For what? Like, it's past the point of raising awareness. Everyone is now aware of what's going on. Everyone sees what's going on.
No changes.
And no changes. So what's the point? But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I think it's good at the start because you want to create something new. You want to create a buzz. Okay, we've created the buzz. Let's move on and put things into action now. Nothing has been actioned.
Facts.
Like, didn't that when that team played that Turkish team,
Yeah.
the was it the Eastern European side? I don't know who it was. Was it Poland, Slovakia?
One of them.
One of them teams playing in that Europa League thing,
Yeah.
and he got found guilty and didn't get banned. What do you mean you found him guilty of like racial abuse and he didn't get banned? The club just got a fine.
Yeah, it's mad.
So for me, after that, that kind of said to me, yeah, this kneeling stuff, it's nothing's changing. The powers above, they're taking it for a joke. It's a joke. So there's no point going that. Like, listen, if you believe in it, go for it. What I don't agree with is fans booing.
Yeah.
Because
I would also
everyone has their beliefs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Regardless whether you agree or not, let the players do what they want to do. There's no disagree. Like, you shouldn't be booing.
So for me, like, I just don't understand why they're booing. From what I see online on Twitter, and I know Twitter isn't reality, but from what I see on Twitter, I see a lot of fans saying, you know, I don't want to see politics in football. It's related to Black Lives Matter, that are a political organization, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, so politics shouldn't be in football. So what about, you know, once a season when the Premier League players wear the poppy on their shirt?
Yeah.
Is that not political?
Yeah, they're just talking
You know,
rubbish,
and
man.
if anyone, God forbid, were to boo
Oh,
man wearing the poppy,
Game
it
over.
would be outrage,
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
So I don't know, man. It's interesting to me, but yeah, I just don't think like when does it stop, right? So okay, they've been kneeling for this whole season, pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it is the whole season.
Yeah.
Are they gonna kneel again next season?
I don't know. I don't
Are they
think
gonna
so.
kneel like so? And then it stops, and nothing's really changed. They've kneeled for a season, nothing's really changed. So what was the point?
If
of
anything
this?
was going to change, it should have changed now.
Of course.
So it's nothing. I don't think anything is going to
It's
change.
not. So I don't see the point of it. That's why I'm just like, I don't agree. The players should still be kneeling.
Yeah.
I totally agree with what you said. I think at the beginning, I think it was relevant. It was topical. Raise awareness to it. Cool. But then how do we move forward? That's just like phase one. The kneeling is just phase one. That's not the solution.
There was no other like step 2, step 3, step 4.
So
There was nothing like that.
Just having players kneel before the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
And the booing is mad. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's mad.
Like, whether you agree or not is fine.
Just keep quiet.
But especially your own fans. That's what's worse for me, because
Crazy.
you're booing them for what they believe in. You got to think, if a player believes in what they believe in, no problem. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like booing someone because, I don't know, they're a Jew or a Muslim or whatever, because that's what they believe in.
It's mad.
But then when they go score a goal,
You cheer for them. It's mad.
it doesn't make sense, because when you're booing, you're actually booing that person. You're not.
The same fans that booed. So obviously the first game in the Euros, they were booing when they needed, and then we're the same fans who were celebrating when Sterling scored.
It's mad.
I was like I don't get it.
That's just football fans in general for you, though.
But what's crazy to me is that we've almost got to a place in society where people don't mind. I don't know if I can say that the booing of the kneeling is racist, but they don't mind having these like wild opinions. Like, your face is out there, there's cameras everywhere, and you can just be seen booing
Because they know they
the
can get away
fans.
with it.
And
They know they can get away with it.
I'm just like, how could you be so brazen to just be like, yeah, man, I'm booing. It's like, fuck these lot. Do you think it's crazy?
Yeah, it's mad. But I think just football. That's football fans for you.
And there's been obviously a lot of talk. Like I watched Filthy Fellas the other day, and they were talking about this kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, like when we talked about the Super League, obviously there was massive outrage. Oh my God, how can you do this to the fans? You're ruining football. Gary Neville's going on these crazy rants. Jamie Carragher, blah 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 blah. But where's the same energy when it comes to the racial injustices and the abuse on
It's like
Twitter
everyone goes
and
deaf.
stuff?
Everyone's like that. No, I swear to you. When all that stuff comes out, everyone's like this.
Innit? Like literally, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. So I don't know. Like I don't know how we're gonna move forward from this. Like, what's the solution? So like, do black players have to say we're not playing? I don't really understand because the players who are now still kneeling, what do they think is going to come of it? And is this a club thing? Is this a players thing? Like, what's the stance? So if players, like more players like Zaha are just like, well, I'm not kneeling anymore because what's the point?
Yeah.
How do we move forward? Because man are still getting abused on Twitter.
Yeah.
They miss a penalty. Man are calling them monkeys,
Yeah.
niggas, all this crazy stuff. So how do we move forward? Because obviously kneeling isn't the answer.
I don't think it's that easy though. I think it's the powers above.
Yeah.
You see, the problem is with football, it's a business now.
Yeah, it is.
So there's a lot of money involved.
Ridiculous amount of money.
A lot of money being handed out here, there, everywhere, blah, 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 all that stuff. When it comes to that, all that beliefs, all of that, it's gone out the window, bro. It doesn't matter. Forget all that. It's irrelevant. It's out the window. That's what people on our level don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't get that bit. So like when this guy that gets found guilty, you don't think them, whatever country it was, Eastern European, didn't pay the UEFA some crazy money to not ban the player or not to make it bigger than what it is. Of course they did.
Probably.
You know what I mean? One guy to another guy, yeah, no, I also the app, whatever I've done. Out the window. Who's going to say anything?
Yeah,
you can't do nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
You can do nothing. So I think when it's a business, it's different because the powers above, they see that as like, it's a tiny thing to them. They don't care. They're not here for politics. They're here to make money.
Yeah, because I think, but it's very pessimistic, but does that mean that players now need to just like forget about it? Not forget about it, but just be like, nothing's going to change and deal with it.
But I think that you're starting to see that though, because Zaha does it. Yeah. Next season, less and less players will do it because they'll think nothing's happening. Why am I wasting my time? And then it just evaporates.
But then, like at the same time, I don't think man should be getting abused at their workplace.
No, they shouldn't.
Like, if you're at work, and I'm swearing at you, calling you this and that about your family, I'm gonna rape this one and that one, all these mad stuff that's said in the stadium and on Twitter.
And on Twitter directly.
Like, imagine you're typing at your computer, whoever works a normal job, you're typing at your computer and someone is screaming at you all of this stuff. It's mad. So people are going to work. These are like footballers, is an occupation. They're employees, they're professionals, they work, and they're just getting abused at work. So how do you get these powers that be to care? Because I don't think it's right. There's nothing you could do in it. Basically,
these are the people that pay.
Thinking about
these are the people that pay the wages. Yeah. When you're at a normal workplace, then people can't do that because their job will be gone. Right. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you see these idiots that are screaming and shouting. Yeah. They're paying, innit? They're paying, they're paying good money and they're not coming once, coming regular.
Yeah,
these are the same
and all of this.
They're paying the money. They're putting money into the club's pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
So the club can only limit certain amount of people. Otherwise, they're going to lose fans. And like I said, these are regulars. Do you know what I mean? So they can't. It's like I said. Now it's a business. Football is a business. That's how they see it.
So at the lower levels, lower league levels, obviously you
can never happen.
Non-league football.
Can never happen.
Does this stuff happen though? Like the abuse and the stuff.
I've not experienced it, but it can't happen non-league level because man will get punched in the face. You'll get
too close, man. Know who you are.
You got nothing. Yeah, like, I'll just run over and bang you. Like, are you crazy? Like, are you all right? Like, you will not be. You can't be racist. Can't do that stuff. The other player can't be racist. The fan can't be racist because we'll fight. We'll scrap. Right? Man don't care about the few £100 man's earning. Like, what do you mean, bro? I'll knock you out. Like, it's calm. Everyone will just fight. That's what it is. Whereas a Premier League player can't do that. He can't run into whatever. Like you can't do that. We're on non-league. It's not that deep, bro. We're here. We're on the same level. Like, let's go.
We're here.
Yeah, it's not. So that will never. That's why it never happens at our level. I think I've never come across it or never seen it.
Okay.
But I don't know if others have. I don't know how they dealt with it. But I don't think it could ever happen at the lower levels.
Yeah. And is the non-league game going to do that as well? So you see how the professional game is doing the kneeling. Is the non-league game going to do that as well?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think they should.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
I don't think.
Because by that time the season starts, this whole thing would have evaporated.
Yeah, because you know what's funny about this is that like everyone's like a super social justice warrior now on social media, and everyone's like, yeah, man, we want to save racism and all of this stuff. As soon as the thing opened up, Boris says, listen, everybody can go out. The nightclubs are open. Everybody's gonna forget about it.
Everything.
So I'm just like, everyone just needs to allow it. Like, educate yourself on it. On the problems and why they're kneeling and all these kind of things, but all of this performative stuff where it's like, yeah, we're gonna kneel or we're gonna like, have black armbands and all of this stuff. It's bullshit, man. It's just like virtual signaling. It's for the clubs and the governing bodies to feel good about themselves. They're using their players for good PR. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
man. But we also want to transfer the conversation a little bit to talk about something kind of away from football. Mm-hmm. So obviously on social media and that recently, we've seen a lot of kids, man. They're kids. They're like 16, 17, 18, and they're running around stabbing each other. And to me, like, I think it's crazy, but at the same time, I just have a lot of questions. Because I'm like, is it much different to when I was in school or when you was in school? Or do we just have phones now and social media? Like, more social media?
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that things are worse?
Nah, I think people think things are getting worse because now we're actually seeing it.
Yeah, we're seeing it. This is like, what I'm saying.
Everyone, bro, someone can be bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah.
People are not calling an ambulance. People are recording it.
Which is,
did you see the video at Hyde Park?
Let's touch Hyde Park. Yeah.
What?
So there's a lot of things that we need to unpack in that video. The first thing is the size of the knives that these youths had.
They were like machetes.
These men have got knives that are this long. First of all, how do you even travel with that? That's like to your ankle. If you've got that in your trousers, like that's the first thing, man. The second thing is there's like I've seen like 4 angles of the stabbing. Like one girl's recording it, one person over here. I'm not saying she should have got involved because, to be fair, with people with that,
I'm not getting involved.
I'm not getting involved.
But use your phone for the right reason. Yeah. Your phone is there.
Call someone. Yeah. Call the ambulance or something. You're recording it and putting it on your Snapchat.
And you're running around chasing the camera. You're chasing the guys. Like you're watching it. You're buzzing that you've caught this on camera. Like you're happy. You've just seen someone die.
It's crazy. Man.
You've actually seen someone die. How are you gonna, bro? If I see someone die and I've done nothing about it, I can't sleep. I'm done.
Crazy,
that's gonna be on my conscience all the time.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Bonkers.
It's mad. Like honestly, I just like.
But I think I don't think the crime's getting worse. I think we're seeing it more. You know what I mean? All these like pages, these meme pages, whatever you call them.
Just bait and
they're just showing more people like this is real life out here. Just be careful out there. But what I think there's a lot of things that we weren't like aware of. Like even like forget the stabbings and all of that, but kids getting kidnapped.
Yeah, man.
Like,
there's a lot of kids going missing on social media.
Kids are getting kidnapped, which I think does happen, but it's becoming at a crazy rate.
Crazy, man.
And then you've got like cars getting stolen as well. And I think this is like maybe because of the pandemic, because people are desperate now because they're doing it for one reason only, innit? Money. There's no other reason behind it. These boys that are fighting, they're fighting, I'm guessing, because of some sort of exchange or something happened. I don't know, maybe postcode wars or whatever, or all that rubbish but I just don't understand how this stuff is happening in Hyde Park.
No, but this is the crazy thing.
Not in their own, on the block. If it's on the block, okay.
You understand?
Because they come to your ends. You go,
whatever. Man, I'm riding out, whatever, cool.
In Hyde Park. Yeah. Do you know who goes to Hyde Park, bro?
It's like families and all these kind of stuff. No, but this is what
couples.
This is what I'm not understanding, right? So don't get me wrong. Like I'm speaking from a place of complete ignorance, right? I've never been involved in any of that stuff. Yeah. I don't really surround myself with anyone that's involved in any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. That being said, let's just say you have problems with people, yeah? Are you gonna put yourself in an area where there's a lot of young people and you might see someone who's got a problem with you? You're so scared. You're going to this place and you're so scared that you might meet someone who wants to have a problem with you. Yeah. That you're rolling around with a knife this long. How about just not go? Yeah. How about you just go to your local park where you know people and you know you're not going to see anyone? Why are you going to Hyde Park with a shank this long because you know you might see someone you got a problem with? Yeah. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Crazy.
But obviously you're someone who kind of works with young people like all the time and you through football. So like, what are these youths like? And maybe they're a bit different because they're focused on their football. But I'm sure maybe one or two of them, might slip up and whatever, and get involved in stupid things. But like from your perspective, like what's going through these kids' heads?
It's the people around them, in terms of in their areas, their local areas, their elders.
Right. Okay.
They're not showing them the way, because you got to think these elders, whatever they're doing, they need the next young buck to come through and help them out and all of that stuff. So they see the next youth struggling, jeans are ripped, his t-shirts all ripped. Oh, you want to make some quick peas?
Yeah.
And more times than not, kid's not going to say no, bro. He's going to say yes. Before you know it, he's brainwashed by that person, because that person's putting money in their pocket. So if someone's putting money in your pocket, whether it's for good or bad reason, I feel like these kids feel like they have a connection to that person. Right, okay. So they're going to listen to that person rather than the person that don't give you no pocket money or nothing, and trying to actually guide you in the correct way and not actually make nothing out of you. So someone like myself that deals with like young people, they probably will listen to someone else more than they listen to me. It will take me, I would say, for some kids between 6 months plus for them to understand I'm here to help you. I'm not against you. I am doing this because I want to help you in your life. Yeah. That's it. I don't gain nothing out of it.
So just on the point that you spoke about just then about the older in the ends. We've all grown up, in working class areas. Yeah. You've got people doing certain things. Cool. But something has to be said, and we have to have a conversation around the man who are... I have to say this word. I don't want to say this word because it's a bit nasty, but like grooming. They're like grooming these young kids who aren't really on nothing. When I was in school, like the people who were doing whatever they were doing, they would only really get the younger people involved if they were already on stuff or they're already doing. They're kind of, you're involved now. Okay, cool. They weren't really getting kids who weren't really on nothing. But nowadays, I'm seeing kids who aren't really on anything, who are getting involved in stuff that's quite serious, and then they end up getting stabbed or going to jail or whatever, and they can't handle it. So I'm just like, something has to be said about these elders in the community who are grooming these young people, taking advantage of them, sending them to Ipswich to go and do whatever, sending them to Northampton to go and do whatever. Like, you're grooming these young children. You're a grown man. You know what you're doing. You're taking this 14, 15-year-old and sending him wherever for £50 a day to go and do whatever. Like, we have to start calling out these men, because like we have no respect for these men. The men who are doing this kind of thing. Like, if you're involved, you're a kid, you're involved, you're 15, you're on it, blah, 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 blah. Some kids are just that way inclined. But there's some kids who are very much, their mind's not developed, they're unsure, their parents work long hours, they just want to feel involved. And instead of you to tell them, yo, little man, go and kick ball, or you go and like learn how to box.
That don't benefit them. So what I think is, I totally agree with like what you say. I'm not disagreeing in any way. But everyone's in survival mode. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So everyone has to survive somehow. Right. And if you've grown up in a certain way and a certain way only, it's hard for you to now decide, I'm going to work for someone else and go get a 9 to 5. So these elders that we're talking about, they're doing the wrong things or whatnot, but this is the only thing they know. So it's like myself. I've been involved in football. It's hard for me to go now work in a different environment because I don't know nothing about it. Sure. So it's going to shock my system. It's going to shock the way I think, and I'm going to feel uncomfortable. And some people are not happy with that. Yeah. So because they've grown in that environment, to them, they won't see it in that way. They'll see it normal. They will see it as, I've got myself here and I'm making good money. I've got my family. I've got this. It might be the wrong way, but they're doing what they need to do to get their family up, move at the end, or whatever it may be. Cool. So now they're seeing it as, I'm actually helping, whereas you'd see it as grooming. Yeah.
So do you know what it is? Like, I don't actually have a problem with someone living an illegal life, someone doing the crime thing. Like, I actually haven't got a specific problem with you. My problem is, you as a 25-year-old, what are you doing instructing a 14-year-old to go and do an XYZ? If they're 18...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you got to think, if he's had that same journey and it's
he doesn't see anything wrong with it.
Because now he's thinking, I'm up, I'm at the ends, I've done what I needed to do, cool. I'm going to try and help the next youngster from the ends. And like, the ends are, it's hard. It's hard in the
It is
ends.
hard.
Man are on the floor.
Yeah.
They're on the floor. Let's not get it like,
They're in the mud.
it's
for real,
hard.
for real.
So you got these 14, 15, 16-year-olds coming through and they're on the floor. They got nothing, you know, parents are not giving them nothing. Parents might be on benefits or struggling or working long hours, can't give them what they want. The kid feels a certain way. So I need to help my parents. And if it means I need to do the wrong things, I need to go here, there and everywhere, I'm going to go do it. And the person that's guiding them to do that probably feels like I'm helping this kid put money in his pocket to help his family. So he would see it as I'm guiding this kid in the right way. Otherwise, he's going to end up, I don't know, struggling or doing something.
But the thing is, and I'd like to think, and maybe I'm wrong again, I'm speaking from a place of ignorance, but I'd like to think that the 25-year-old knows that if this kid just puts his head down, it's going to be hard now, puts his head down, goes to school, reads his books, goes to uni, and goes and gets a job, he'll be all right. Whereas if you send him to country, he might go to jail.
But that's not guaranteed, though. That's not guaranteed.
That isn't
though.
guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
What is more than likely guaranteed is if you're on the road for 5 years, you're probably going to get chased. You might get an altercation with a knife. You might go to jail. You might all of these things. You might get beaten up. You might have to work for free because you lost something or all of these kind of things. That is probably guaranteed, and they don't paint the proper picture to these youths. No. They're just gonna say, yeah, you can get this piece.
But they can't. How can they paint that picture if they haven't gone through that journey? It's hard. You can't paint it's like me never having to do anything like that, and all of a sudden trying to tell someone to do that stuff when I've never been involved. Right. Do you know what I mean? So they can't all of a sudden talk about education and go to school. This is the right way. If they've never done it or never been around it. But so it's not. You can't just decide one day I'm a bad man. Next day, you know what? I'm a bad man, but I'm gonna guide this kid to go the right way. You can't.
But like
the kids will see through it.
So again, I have to keep prefacing that I'm speaking from a place of ignorance. But if you're a 25-year-old person who's been on the road since they were 15, you've gone through 10 years of madnesses. This 100%. Getting chased, getting this, getting that. Do you really want to see this young kid that you might have a relationship, might not have a relationship from your area, who could have been you 10 years ago, going through everything that you've just gone through? All of these negative situations.
The answer they would say is yes. Because the answer is...
That's mad though.
These are the risks you've got to take to get up, to be up, to make a certain amount of money that you can't...
Life.
Yeah,
that's a crazy risk.
No, it is a crazy risk, but that's how they see it. They see it, if I don't take a risk with my life, I'm going to take another risk and end up being on the floor anyway and wasting my time. Whereas if I do things right, what I don't understand is, and what I would never get, and I'm against. So listen, if you got to do what you got to do to get up and you got to get out the ends, cool, no problem. What I don't like is these men that are on the roads, and they make real money, And I've heard some crazy stories. I've heard about man making 250, $500,000 a week on the roads at the age of like 19, 20.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, imagine that.
Mad.
$250,000, $500,000 in a week.
Yeah, it's crazy though.
It's unheard of.
It's crazy though.
But guess what?
Go on.
5 years, you got nothing to show for it, bro. You see that now? You see that kind of stuff? That is unforgivable. Because you got to think, these men that are on the roads, I would like to think their mentality is, I need to get up. I need to make money because I don't want to work until I'm 50 or 60 or 40 or whatever it is. So I'm going to get up, do what I need to do, transform the money, legalize it, whatever you want to call it, so I can just relax and have a good life. But you see these men that are making this crazy money. That's obviously, we're talking top end. Let's talk about normal man that might make 5 bags a week, 10 bags a week. In 5 or 6 or 10 years' time, you have nothing to show for it. So what is the point of you doing what you're doing? I will never understand that.
You're risking your life.
For what? For a good 5 years to live in the moment and have nothing to show for it in 10 years.
It don't make no sense.
Some of the stories I've heard are incredible. Incredible, bro. Like crazy. I'm hearing these stories and I'm like, and then I end up saying, oh, so do you see this guy around now? He'll be like, yeah, he's just, delivering. Like he's on the floor. Back living at his mum's, like 35 years old. But he said when he was 20, he's making 50 bags a week, 10 bags a week. But now you're 35, 10 years on, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, 5 years on, you're like doing deliveries and stuff like that and turning up at man. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But the whole point of view,
there to there.
Yeah, from the whole point of view is going on the roads is to stop you from getting to this point. But now you've come to this point.
But that's an interesting point in two ways. Obviously, the wasting of the money is stupid. Man, stunting, buying all these ridiculous cars and whatever, going to Libertine and spending 20 bags with this stupid shit. But that kind of draws me into the point of, why are you on the road? Are you on the road to make dough, or are you on the road to flex on everybody else?
This is my point. So I feel like at the start when you're young, I need to make money.
Yeah.
Then you make the money and it's like,
Then it changes to something else.
Then it changes like, I've got money, he's got money. How can I show that I am got more money than him?
Yeah.
Let me get the mad watch.
Yeah.
Let me get the bad boy car. Let me get the mad chain. All for what? Then in 10 years' time, you have nothing.
Broke.
And then you're
That's
back
a
to
joke.
living at your mum's. And you don't buy your yard or your mum's yard or wherever it is. You're not doing nothing. When I hear stuff like that, honestly, I just want to... It hurts, I can't lie. Because in my head, I think if I ever fell into like $500,000...
Yeah. I'm gone from there.
Do you think I'll be...
I'm gone. No one will see me again. I'm gone.
These men are on the floor now.
It's crazy.
And they're around in the ends as well. And you know what, that's worse? They think people don't know them, like who they were.
Right, okay.
But now people look at them and think,
Bro.
"Aye, but you know my man." You know, bro, you think I'm joking? I swear to you, like they might, obviously they're not gonna know like who I am or who you are or whatever. But I'll be walking in my brethren and my brethren, I'll go, "You know my man over there? Yeah, bro, he used to do his thing back in the day. Man's on the floor right now, bro. He's on the floor, like he might be working in Tesco's and all that." And I'm thinking the whole point of why you started is so you don't go through that journey. So if your thing is, I'm gonna get the money and I'm gonna waste it now, bro, just go and work in Tesco's now. There's nothing wrong with it. You might as well just do that now because you're not risking your life.
And you'll probably be in a better position in 10 years.
Exactly. You're gonna have consistent income, whatever it is, whatever you wanna call it. But to go from there to another extreme, you're mad. There's something missing in your head.
Yeah, but like I think to your point, some people are not joining the road out of desperation. Like some people are joining the road to flex, to belong to someone, to boost up their ego, all of these things, rather than because there's some man you can see like from around, from young, they've been on their grind, they just don't really get involved in too much stuff unless they have to, and they're fine. But there's some man who want to flex, go on Instagram, go man, I post these, hey man, to suck your mom, drive into all these kind of next areas to do this
they're the
crazy
man
stuff.
that always end up in a mad situation.
Yep.
Because they're not real.
Yeah.
You see, when you're not real,
Yeah.
you're sooner or later, you're gonna get found out. It's like me. It's like you trying to pretend you're a professional football player when you go out on a night out and you try and spend the mad piece that you haven't got, and then you get the thing. In 2 weeks' time, she's gonna know. That's not you, because all of a sudden you're not taking her somewhere mad. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. She's gonna know. And it's the same thing in any walk of life. So these men are trying to be bad man and trying to do all this, bro. You're gonna get found out, and when it gets sticky, you're gonna get the one that's gonna get stuck. Like you're gonna be finished. The real ones understand how to work the roads. That's how they've been grown. That's why it never happens to them. That's why they survive. That's why they get through, because this is where they were made. They understand how it works. These men that are acting up with the chain, they're the ones that are always getting robbed, or they're getting beaten up, or they're getting stabbed, or they're getting shanked.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's a section now of young kids who fall into the second category. They're not this life isn't built for them. They're not authentic. Myself, I am not cut out for any of this shit.
Yeah, of course.
At all. It's not in me. I had known that from a young age. It's not me. But there's a lot of kids who in their head think, yeah, I'm on it, I'm about it, da, 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 da. Then what you said, when they get sticky, they get stuck.
Yeah.
But I think it's the job.
Oh, you like that one though? When they get sticky, they get stuck.
But I feel like when these older youths who realise that these men are not on nothing, these men are not like built for this, should say something. Yo, little man,
no,
this is not for you.
They're not gonna do that because they need them.
Maybe it's too idealistic.
They need someone there. They need someone there. That's how it is, isn't it?
It's like chess, man. They talks about on The Wire. It's like chess. Like they're like
pawns.
Pawns, exactly.
Yeah. But it's like when you go to work, yeah. And I'm just gonna use I don't know, Tesco or just any normal job. You have an interview, and in an interview, say you're the employer, I'm the employee. I'm coming to have an interview with you. I've got to sell you a dream. You know, 100,000,000%, I am not going to be here longer than 2 years, or even 6 months. You're not, but you'll still hire me. Why? Because you need someone to stack the stuff on the shelf. You just need someone. Yeah. Because you don't need someone there for 5 years.
You just need a warm body, basically.
You just need a body, and that's it. Even though in your head you know he ain't going to be here longer than 6 months. This kid's he's not cut out for this. You'll still take it because you know what? For 6 months, I ain't got to worry. When he goes out, I'll do the same thing again. I'll find the next person. It's like that for them. They know, but they'll still stick it out. So Yeah, man.
So what do you think is so appealing for these? Because like, if you're my age and you're on this road thing, you're probably that's you. Until maybe you get a little bit older and you realize that's you. Cool. You might be doing well, you might be doing bad, whatever. But I'm really concerned about the kids because I feel like there's a lot of kids like around my brother's age, my brother's 16, who are gonna try and jump on this thing because maybe it's cool. Do you think it's like cool and fashionable? Maybe more so. Is it more cool and fashionable now than when we were kids?
Yeah. Do you know why? Social media.
You think
Because now you can show
that you're on stuff?
you're on stuff. You can show you got a big shank, or you're holding a gun, or you got a mad chain, or you got a mad watch, or whatever it is, or you're driving a stupid car and you're doing mad stuff, or you're going to beat up my man, or you're going to punch up this guy. Because now you can show. Back in the day, you can't show nothing. It's you v him. That's it. Done. There's nothing else. It's not going to reach the other ends. Whatever happens,
There'll be
happens.
some whispers.
So
That's it, innit?
we need more people. Like, shout out Bobby Kasanga, bro.
Facts.
Massive. Like, I don't know him personally. I've met him when he first started Hackney Wick a few years ago. He played against my team, Madness FC. He tried to come on some big Zidane thing. Hold the L at Market Road. He knows.
Hold that.
Yeah, like early doors. He found out quite early that Madness were on stuff. But you see someone like him, so I followed his journey from that day just because like I thought he's a nice guy, genuine guy, just wants to help the youth. And his journey is unbelievable. Like in terms of like, obviously he's got his background, he's obviously gone inside, come out, all of that stuff. But the stuff that he's doing for his area and for his community, for the young generation is unbelievable. You know, he's going hard. He's really going for it. Do you know what I mean? For someone that's had the background that he's had, he's going up. We need more like him.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is we probably do, but they're not so open about it. He's really out there on social media. He's letting people know I'm doing this, I'm doing here, I'm over here, I'm going to talk to this person, I just spoke to this person. He's letting people know because he got social. So he's using his social media to his strengths. And I feel like there's other people out there that have got big social media and stuff. They're doing stuff, but they're doing it on the quiet. And I'm saying, you're doing good stuff. Share your good stuff.
Shout
like,
about it, man.
yeah, like there's nothing wrong with it because we need more people like Bobby to let people know I'm trying, I'm giving it a go. Listen, he might not change the whole world, but if you change one person's life, bro,
He's doing mad things.
Bro.
Big up Bobby Kasanga.
do you know what I mean? You change one person's life, bro, you've done enough. In your lifetime, if you can save one person's life, bro, you've saved a life.
Facts,
Do you know what I
man.
mean? So if people can shout out about people that have strength and power, and I know there's a lot of people out there doing good, but it's just top of my head, Bobby's the one that stands out in terms of he's out there. He's just letting people know.
He should have more respect than he does, I think. Or maybe people are respecting him and maybe he's not getting as much love on social media as he should. I don't know. But someone like him, he should be looked up to in the end as like, wow.
I think they do.
man.
I think they do.
But I feel like there's probably, I don't know, he's from Hackney. I don't know who the man is over there.
Yeah.
There's probably some man who's driving the mad Rolls Royce chain because he's got a mad line that makes 50 bags a week. That's the man in the area.
Yeah.
But why do we look up to the drug dealer or maybe
Because it looks good. It
or
looks
the
good.
footballer who makes out the ends, but we don't look at the guy who just got his head down, went to a good university, and works for a accountancy firm, for example. Like, why is it that like it almost seems like if you're coming out of the hood or a deprived area, unless you bust from selling drugs or rapping or football, like you're if you just do the normal thing, you're not real. Like, oh, you're a 9 to 5 or you're like a normal. You're like, I'm like, but the 9 to 5 man over their lifespan will probably make more money than the man who is selling the drugs. Do you get what I'm saying? So who really won? And I ain't got to worry about feds. I ain't got to worry about all of this stuff. I ain't got to worry about being shanked. I don't got to worry about going to these other areas. I'm cool. I got my family. I got my nice house. I'm patterned. I can go holidays. How many times a year I want all these things. So I just feel like people have got things backwards, and there needs to be more conversations like this where you just break it down. Like, yeah, the road life can be appealing, and you can make some sick dough and all these kind of things. But at the same time, it's also there's mad externalities that come with it, and I think conversations are starting to happen. Like Lippy and Tricky have got For the Culture, Half-Cast podcast. I've touched on it a few times. So there's people talking about these things. But yeah, man, I just. Like me personally, I can't look up to or give super respect to someone who's grooming a 14, 15-year-old or girls into doing certain things, women into doing certain things for them. when they know that they're coercing them into doing these things. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's mad. And like I said, it's if you got nothing to show for it, man, like, it's crazy. You're taking all these risks for nothing, basically. So what's the point?
What just before we wrap up, what effect do you reckon music has on all of this stuff? Do you reckon music has a mad influence on this one?
100%, man. Music is a big thing now. It's so big now. It's so powerful.
It is, yeah. But at the same time, like, kids in... Because we've got the internet now. Kids in, like, I don't know, some city in Nigeria are probably listening to Tion Wayne or
100%.
or Headie One or whatever, whoever the drill artist is that are talking kind of cruddy stuff. But they're not going around shanking people. So why is it here that... I don't know. Because, like, even when we were growing up, we looked up to the... in school, maybe the Sneak Bowls, or the Johnny Guns, and the Odd Ads, and Show Shallow, and all of these, man. But I don't know, it just seems like something nowadays, it just seems like it does have a mad influence.
Yeah, our music does influence our kids in our communities, 100%, man.
But, like, what do we do? Because we want them, because with Headie One making the music that he makes, he's now no longer on Broadwater Farm Estate. He can now drag all of his man with him and take them to different countries with music and do all these great things. But he's talking about his reality or reality that he used to live.
Yeah.
So do we not want them to make the drill music? We do.
No, of course we do. You want, because I think most artists, I can't speak on all of them, but most of them speak about their personal life and what they've seen or what they've gone through or what they've, experienced. So they're sharing their experiences. You can't stop them if they've gone through some hard time. You can't say to them, "No, don't sing about that," because it might influence them in the wrong way. The best music is when people talk about their experiences and they speak. Yeah, and you can tell, if this guy's going through it, if he's emotional when he's doing it or wherever it is, you can tell. So you can't stop them from doing that because that's when the best music is made.
But obviously, it's affecting the kids though. So
it's affecting the kids.
So what do we do about that?
It's not that easy though, isn't it? It's not that I don't think it's that easy. Like I said, I think we need more people in the communities to just, when they're doing their bits, and I know there's a lot of people doing it, just let people know that you're doing it. Yeah. Then it just reaches.
I think the best thing we can do, specifically in our community, is change the perception of what's cool.
Which is hard.
Very hard. But, like, I feel like London culture, maybe specifically more like urban black culture, the man who are cool is the ballers, the rappers, which they are cool, but it's also cool for you to own a business. It's also cool for you to go and study and be a doctor.
I genuinely believe, like, to cut down on all that kind of stuff, we need the people that you just spoke about, the artists, the footballers, to come down and be involved in their communities. So whatever area you're from, reach out to your local area and, I don't know, like, do a football tournament. Do something every summer when you've got your little break. Just hold. You don't even need to be there the whole week. Just make a guest appearance on the final. In the last hour of the tournament, just make a guest appearance. These artists and footballers don't understand it goes a long way. Just for you to be there, just hand out a medal. Do you know what I mean? That can change your community, bro. That can change things. That can inspire kids. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, if it inspires one person, you saved one person, bro.
And I also think if the rappers, footballers, drug dealers, whatever, respect these normal men or show that they rate them, then everybody else will follow. They're kind of the trendsetters, the trailblazers. So if I'm a rapper and I say, I look up to this black man because he runs this business, or I look up to this black person because he's a doctor, or I look up to this person because he does that, then that will change the perception that, he rates him, and I rate him, so I should probably rate my man.
Yeah, exactly.
And then things will change.
Like I said, I think the people up top need to come down and be involved in their local communities more often. Man. They need to just do things off their own back. I feel like if it's not for a sponsorship deal or it's not like, someone's paying you to do, no, bro, just come back to where you've grown up and just do something. And it doesn't have to be Premier League footballers. It could be like the League One, the League Two footballers. Come down, hold a tournament in your name or whatever, and say, let's go. There's a price, pair of boots, tracksuit. Come on, man, you can afford that stuff. You know what I mean? Just for the local kids to help. Like I said, if you've saved one life, it's better than zero.
100%. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up there. But let us know, because this is a big topic, and we've touched on a lot of things. We touched on the kneeling, we've touched on the Euros, we've touched on kind of the knife crime and just things going on in the kind of working class communities. But let us know. We're always here for a chat. So please let us know. And also, if you've made it this far, again, please like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate all the support. The channel's still growing slowly by slow. Press the like button if you haven't already. Have you got anything for them?
Nothing, man. Let's see. We'll see you next week. We've got another one next week.
Come on.
Yeah.
So that's been a Detailed on Matt podcast. See you guys again soon. Peace.